For 18 years, at the end of every single episode, he stood in front of a new generation of Australian talent and sang the same closing song, All My Loving. It became a ritual for millions of families gathered around their television sets on a Saturday night. On the 14th of August 2026, Johnny Young, the man behind that ritual, and the man who helped launch the careers of some of Australia's biggest entertainment icons, died at the age of 79, following a short battle with pancreatic cancer. Today, we're telling the real story of Johnny Young, from a teenage pop star with a #1 hit to the mentor an entire country trusted to discover its next generation of stars. Johnny Young's family confirmed his passing in a statement released on Friday, the 14th of August 2026. They shared that he had faced a short battle with pancreatic cancer, writing that Johnny was the creator, host, and producer of the much-loved television show Young Talent Time, and that he wrote and produced many iconic hit songs, including The Real Thing and Smiley. The family asked for privacy during this difficult time, adding that details of a memorial service would be announced at a later date. Tributes arrived from the very top of Australian public life. Prime Minister Anthony Albanese released a statement saying Young gave the country, in his words, the gift of joy, describing him as a wonderful singer in his own right who became a household name as the genial, generous host of Young Talent Time, the launchpad for an entire new generation of entertainers. Albanese added simply, "How lucky we were to have him." Young Talent Time alumnus Bevan Adensall posted a tribute on Instagram alongside a photo of the two together, writing only, "Rest in peace, my dear friend." Musician Tina Arena, who inducted Young into the Area Hall of Fame back in 2010, had once described him as one of her favorite people in the world, calling him an inspiration to a generation of young Australian artists who taught them how to reach for the stars. That early grounding paid off quickly. In 1966, Young scored a national #1 hit with the AA-sided single Step Back and a cover of Cara Lynn, instantly establishing him as one of Australia's brightest young pop stars. His profile grew even further as he simultaneously hosted The Go Show, a popular television program dedicated to pop music. During this period, Young toured alongside the Rolling Stones and supported Roy Orbison, sharing stages with some of the biggest names in the world at the height of 1960s pop culture. In 1967, Young spent time in London chasing international success, and though his own recordings there didn't chart, the trip led to an unexpected and valuable friendship. Bee Gees member Barry Gibb, whom Young had personally helped fly out for an earlier Australian television appearance, returned the favour by mentoring Young in songwriting during his time in London. That mentorship changed the direction of Young's career entirely. Returning to Australia, he transitioned from performer to hit songwriter, penning The Real Thing and The Girl That I Love for Russell Morris, The Star for Ross D, Willie, I Thank You for Lionel Rose, and Hello for Normie Rowe, among many others. For a brief but hugely productive stretch in the late 1960s and early 1970s, Johnny Young was one of the most successful songwriters in the country, shaping the sound of an entire generation of Australian pop from behind the scenes. Then, in 1971, Johnny Young created the show that would ultimately define his legacy far beyond music, Young Talent Time. As creator, host, and producer, Young built a program specifically designed to showcase young Australian performers, giving them a national stage to develop their skills in front of millions of viewers. Over its 8-year run, ending in 1988, the show became a launching pad for future stars including Danny Minogue, Tina Arena, Deborah Byrne, and Jamie Redfern. Each episode famously closed with Young leading the cast in a sing-along rendition of the Beatles' All My Loving, a tradition so beloved it became inseparable from the show's identity, and from Young himself, in the minds of Australian audiences. Johnny Young's contributions to Australian entertainment were formally recognised at the highest levels. In 1990, he was inducted into the TV Week Logie Hall of Fame for his ongoing contribution to Australian television. Then, in 2010, he was inducted into the Australian Recording Industry Association's Hall of Fame, with Tina Arena personally performing his song, The Star, as part of the ceremony. That made Johnny Young the first person in Australian entertainment history to be inducted into both Halls of Fame, a distinction that speaks directly to just how wide his influence stretched, across performing, songwriting, and television all at once. In the years following Young Talent Time, he continued working in Australian media, building a long, successful career as a radio announcer back in his home city of Perth. According to reporting, Johnny Young's passing came after what his family specifically described as a short illness with pancreatic cancer. Multiple outlets confirmed the same detail, indicating that his diagnosis and decline happened relatively quickly rather than over an extended period. Beyond confirming the illness itself, the family has not released further specific medical details. And in line with their request for privacy during this time, we won't speculate on information they haven't chosen to share. Johnny Young's family confirmed that he leaves behind his wife, Marisha, his sister Cornelia, his daughters Anna and Fleur, and his son Craig, who predeceased him. He is also survived by 7 grandchildren and 2 great-grandchildren. His daughter Anna has continued his legacy directly, teaching, singing, and dancing at the Johnny Young Talent School, while his daughter Fleur built her own career in the fashion industry. In an interesting personal detail that emerged later in his life, Young discovered in his 40s that the man who raised him, Phoc Jan de Jong, was not his biological father, and he went on to meet his biological father, a singer named Johannes, later in life, adding an unexpected personal chapter to a very public career. Johnny Young's career spanned more than 6 decades, moving fluidly between performing, songwriting, television production, and radio broadcasting, giving him multiple, overlapping income streams across the Australian entertainment industry for most of his adult life. While no single verified net worth figure has been officially published, his combined career as a chart-topping recording artist, a hit songwriter for other major performers, the creator and producer of an 18-year running national television program, and a long-running radio personality, places him among the more financially successful and enduring figures in Australian entertainment history. His true value to the industry, though, is more accurately measured through the careers he helped launch, rather than any specific financial figure, a legacy considerably harder to put a price on. Johnny Young's career offers a genuinely rare lesson in versatility and reinvention. He didn't simply have one successful chapter in music, he had several, moving from teen pop idol to acclaimed hit songwriter to trusted television mentor, all within a single career. His willingness to step back from his own spotlight in order to build a stage for other young performers, many of whom became some of Australia's most celebrated entertainers, speaks to a rare kind of generosity in an industry not always known for it. As Prime Minister Albanese put it, Johnny Young gave Australia the gift of joy, and that joy clearly extended well beyond his own performances into the careers of everyone he helped discover along the way. Johnny Young spent 18 years teaching an entire country how to believe in its young performers, closing every single episode with the same simple, unifying song. From a teenage immigrant in the Perth Hills to a 2-time Hall of Fame inductee, his influence touched nearly every corner of Australian entertainment. He leaves behind his wife Marisha, his sister Cornelia, his daughters Anna and Fleur, 7 grandchildren, 2 great-grandchildren, and generations of Australian performers who owe their start, in some way, to the stage he built for them. Rest in peace, Johnny. Thank you for believing in Australia's young talent and for giving us all a reason to sing along. If Johnny Young and Young Talent Time were part of your childhood, or if his songs shaped a moment in Australian music history for you, we'd love to hear about it. Leave a comment below sharing your favorite memory of the show or his music. And if you want more respectful, in-depth tributes to the entertainers who shaped generations, don't forget to subscribe to Your Star Facts.